They pulled her out in the village square. The royal beads, once sacred, pure and holy, were now dirty, wrapped in a torn wrapper found under a mat. People gasped. A woman dropped her basket. A child began to cry. The air was still. The chief's voice shook with anger. You, Omolola, touched what no common hand should ever touch. The crowd moved back like they feared lightning would strike. She was 16, a girl they once praised, and now she has become the Calabash thief. Omolola was born in Ake Town, a quiet village in Nigeria, with dusty roads, tall palm trees, and the sound of roosters every morning. Her name meant a child is wealth, but life did not feel wealthy to her. Her father had died when she was just 10. Her mother sold pap by the roadside. They lived in a tiny mud house with a leaking roof. Omolola was the oldest of 3 children. She fetched water, helped cook, and took care of her little brothers. People in the village liked her. She was respectful and hardworking. She helped market women carry baskets and often ran errands. Omolola is a good girl, they would say. But inside, Omolola was tired. She was tired of poverty, tired of always wearing old clothes, tired of hearing, "We don't have money." Omolola would sit outside and watch other girls pass. Girls whose fathers sent money from the city. Girls who wore perfume and gold earrings. Girls who went to school and spoke English confidently. Her heart burned with jealousy. "Why not me?" she asked herself. "Why must I suffer? I am smart too. I'm just unlucky." It was that thinking, that small flame, that slowly grew into a fire. One day, the town crier beat his drum and shouted, hear this, Chief Oludare's daughter, Adeshewa, will marry the priest of Ibonla in 7 days. There shall be dancing, feasting, and the sacred beads will be won." This was big news. Adeshewa's wedding would bring visitors from far villages, music, palm wine, goat meat, new clothes, and most importantly, the royal Calabash beads. These beads were kept in a special clay pot, hidden inside the chief's private hut. Only women of royal blood could touch them. People said the beads brought blessings, but also curses if handled wrongly. Omolola helped carry firewood during the wedding preparations. She watched Adeshewa laugh, dance, and wear fine clothes. She saw the beads laid out on a wooden stool as the maids prepared them. They glowed red like hot pepper, beautiful and rare. And something snapped inside her. These beads, they make her a princess. What if I wore them? Just once, just for me. That night, while the drums still beat in the distance and the fire burned low, Omolola waited. When the guards changed shift and the compound was quiet, she crept in, bare feet, heartbeat raising. She lifted the cloth, opened the calabash, the beads sparkled. She picked them up slowly and wore them around her neck. She smiled. She felt powerful, beautiful, royal. But fear came quickly. She wrapped the beads in her wrapper and ran back home, burying them under her sleeping mouth. "I will return them tomorrow," she told herself. But the next day, the entire village was in chaos. Early morning, the wedding drum stopped. A voice shouted, "The royal beads are missing!" The chief's guard ran around. The wedding was cancelled. The priest left in anger. Chief Oludare was furious. "This is a curse. A thief among us has brought shame to Ake town." Elders and hunters searched every home. They turned over mats, lifted pots, and peered into rafters. No beads. Omolola stayed quiet, sweating, shaking. Her little brother, barely 7, asked, "Sister, what are those shiny red things under your mat?" She told him, "Don't speak about it." But the boy couldn't keep a secret. 3 days later, the boy whispered to an elder, "There is something under my sister's mat." The guards returned. This time they knew where to look. They lifted the mat. Gasps, whispers, cries. The beads, wrapped in clothes, dirtied and found. Her mother fell to her knees. The neighbors shook their heads. They dragged Omolola to the square. "She has cursed us. She has touched the sacred. She must be punished." These were all the words that were going round. The chief stood tall in the center. "Omolola, daughter of Shade, why did you steal what was not yours?" Omolola could barely speak. Her voice trembled. I was jealous. I was tired. I just wanted to feel rich, even if it's just for one night. I didn't plan to keep it." She looked down. The beads were taken away. The people waited to hear her punishment. Some wanted her exiled, others wanted her beaten. But Chief Oludare raised his hand and said, "Shame is already upon her. She must now work to clean her name. For 3 years, Omolola will serve the village. She will sweep the market, fetch water for the elders, and teach young girls not to follow her path. This is not a punishment. This is purification." Omolola started her work the next day. She woke at sunrise, swept the dusty market, carried water from the stream to the elders' houses, washed the palace steps. She didn't complain. Some people avoided her. Some called her the thief girl. But others began to see something different in her. Strength. She did not run away. She did not hide. She worked hard every day. Even when she fell sick, she continued. By the end of her 3rd year, people had stopped calling her a thief. Now they said, "That girl has courage. Oh. She made a mistake, but she faced it. She's a true daughter of Ake." She began to teach younger girls how to read. She told them her story with honesty. She warned them about jealousy, greed, and quick desire. At age 20, Omolola was asked to lead the Young Mothers Council. This group helped teenage girls avoid bad paths and focus on learning skills, honesty, and self-respect. She later became a teacher. She never forgot the pain she caused or the strength she found in truth. Years later, the chief said, "Omolola, once called the Calabash thief, is now the pride of Ake town." One day, a little girl asked her, "Auntie Omolola, do you ever think about the beads?" She smiled gently. "Yes, every day. Not because of the beauty, but because they taught me a truth I can never forget." And so, my children, listen to the story of Omolola, not to laugh at her mistake, but to learn from her journey. As you can see, greed grows quietly and can destroy loudly. Also, a small lie can open a big door of shame. It is not the fall that defines you, but the courage to rise again. And even when the world turns away, the truth will help you find your way back. Let us teach our daughters and sons to be patient, to be content, to seek greatness through honesty. Because every time we choose the right path, we wear beads more precious than gold, the beads of honor. Hi guys, don't forget to subscribe to Lens Folktales for more videos. I love you. Thank you. Bye.